February 7th, 2003. Hi friends, family, and others. I've been in Palestine for 2 weeks and 1 hour now, and I still have very few words to describe what I see. It is most difficult for me to think about what's going on here when I sit down to write back to the United States. Something about the virtual portal into luxury. I don't know if many of the children here have ever existed without tank shell holes in their walls and towers of an occupying army, surveying them constantly from the near horizons. I think, although I'm not entirely sure, that even the smallest of these children understand that life is not like this everywhere. An 8-year-old was shot and killed by an Israeli tank 2 days before I got here, and many of the children murmur his name to me, Ali, or point at the posters of him on the walls. The children also love to get me to practice my limited Arabic by asking me, Kaif Sharon? Kaif Bush? Then they laugh when I say, Bush Meinun, Sharon Meinun. How is Sharon? How is Bush? Bush is crazy. Sharon is crazy. Of course, this isn't quite what I believe, and some of the adults who have the English correct me, Bish Mish Meinun. Bush is a businessman. Today I tried to learn how to say Bush is a tool, but I don't think it translated quite right. Anyway, there are these 8-year-olds here much more aware of the workings of the global power structure than I was just a few years ago. No amount of reading, attendance at conferences, documentary viewing, and word of mouth could have prepared me for the reality of the situation here. You just can't imagine it unless you see it. And even then, you are always well aware that your experience is not all the reality. What with the difficulties the Israeli army would face if they shot an unarmed US citizen, and with the fact that I have money to buy water when the army destroys wells, and the fact, of course, that I have the option of leaving. I met their sister-in-law, who was visiting from Misret camp and played with her small baby. Nidal's English gets better every day. He's the one who calls me my sister. He started teaching grandmother how to say, hello, how are you, in English. You can always hear the tanks and the bulldozers passing by, but all of these people are genuinely cheerful with each other and with me. When I'm with Palestinian friends, I tend to be somewhat less horrified than when I'm trying to act as in a role of human rights observer, documenter, or a direct action resistor. They're a good example of how to be in it for the long haul. I know that the situation gets to them and may ultimately get them in all kinds of ways, but I'm nevertheless amazed at the strength in being able to defend to such a large degree their humanity, laughter, generosity, family time, against the incredible horror occurring in their lives and against the constant presence of death. I felt much better after this morning. I spent a lot of time writing about the disappointment of discovering, somewhat firsthand, the degree of evil to which we are still capable. I should at least mention that I am also discovering a degree of strength and of basic ability for humans to remain human in the direst of circumstances.